When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Who's she going to reduce? I mean, show the White House crossing out the word population and replacing it with pollution. Social media not buying this. They went on all out on this, Congressman, seeing this attempt to cover it up on the internet.
They shouldn't buy it because the administration, the Democratic Party specifically, they've been wanting to be gatekeepers for the human population for at least a decade, if not longer than that, we could say. So, it's very plausible that that's exactly what Kamala Harris meant. They want to control your lives and they want to control the populations.
It's pretty dangerous if they meant
those lives beyond that.
It's pretty dangerous if they meant it. I mean, the White House of Democrats, also they're pointing to the heat wave hitting the U.S. as the need to cut back on pollution. Everybody gets that. So why is climate czar John Kerry flying again this week, this time to China? Why can't he Skype or Zoom? We reported on Friday he's flown on polluting jets to hit nearly half the world in just the last 10 years. He can't sit still. He flies multiple times, like 2 to 3 times a month. And Congress can't find out who was in his office? What's going on? You sent a FOIA request on this to the White House. What happened?
FOIA request. We asked him about it in a hearing last week. Kerry's office doesn't want to tell people who he hired, who he's meeting with, where he's going, when he's doing it. The American taxpayer pays for him to gallivant around the globe, but the American taxpayer doesn't get to know what it is that he's doing supposedly on their behalf, and that's the major problem there.
Yeah, and is he getting China to cut their emissions? Because the U.S. is doing all it can, and China and India are swamping what the U.S. is doing in cutting carbon emissions. They're the worst polluters in the world.
We know that he's not getting to this. Secretary Kerry would probably be forthright in even telling you that he's not going to get them to cut their emissions, that they're going to separate their policy on Uyghurs and slave labor from solar panels and things like that.
Yeah.
He knows that China is not going to change.
Now critics call, the electric car mess, right? Building a field of dreams economy and expecting people to buy the cars, they're not. The electric car, Congressman, is now being called the Yugo of the 21st century. We've got Axios and Cox Automotive. They're reporting electric cars are piling up on dealer lots. They can't be sold. People don't want them. You're talking Ford, GM, Hyundai, Toyota. They're stuck with unsold EV inventory. So is Volkswagen. Let's listen to Trump. Congressman, we want your reaction to how Trump would fix the electric car problem. Experts say Trump is right to pick up on. He's saying Toyota's right. Toyota's stepping stone hybrid approach. People want both gas and electric cars. They want to drive 70 miles to the gallon with the hybrid cars. Watch this.
The electric car will destroy the automobile industry in the United States. And you know what? I have nothing against the electric car, but you have to have combustion engines. Also, you have to have hybrids. You have to have everything. And how do you do an electric car when places like California have blackouts all over the place? On top of that, we're going to add to our grid system millions and millions of cars. But a lot of people don't want an electric car, and some people do. And the ones that do should be able to buy it, and the ones that don't should be able to buy what they want to buy, whether it's a hybrid or something else.
But a dozen U.S. states, from California to New York, they're joining dozens of countries. They want to ban the sale of gas cars, new gas cars.
Yeah, President Trump is spot on this. Government, Washington, D.C. is trying to create a demand signal that doesn't exist. This would fit right in line with them. Imagine if Washington, D.C. said this. All grocery stores, the government wants 70% of the population to be vegan by 2030. Now, the population doesn't really want that, but the government's basically telling them, hey, we need you to create products, put things on the shelf that can support 70% of the population being vegan by 2030. You grocery stores need to do that. It's the same thing that they're doing to the auto industry. They're making something happen that the people don't actually want.
Congressman Brian Mast, come back soon. Great to have you on the show. It's good to see you.